This is some nondescript podcast that will have a name at some point, I guess. It's not really a podcast in the traditional sense, because the only place I'm paying to upload it is nowhere, because I'm uploading it to the Sensquid channel, probably. We're gonna talk about garbage weeb shit with me, a garbage weeb, and my husband, who is not so much a garbage weeb.
You know, come to think of it, like, probably should have gotten a name for the thing before we started doing the thing.
That's fucking dumb. Why would I do that? I've never done that in my life.
Right, I'm just saying, like, you would make introductions and everything a lot easier if we had some sort of basis.
We were halfway through Sensquid before we decided on the name Sensquid. Right,
and that explains a lot.
Yeah, considering how disorganized we are right now. We'll get to it. Definitely. It will be uploaded with a title, that's for sure. Basically...
So, patent pending.
Yeah, basically what we're going to be doing is topical weeb shit. So each season we pretty much pick up 1 or 2 series. This season we've got, like, 4?
Yeah, I think
4.
That's the number.
And we're going to talk about each episode as it comes out. Obviously we're like 4 weeks into this season, but that's not too bad. We're almost halfway in, we can kind of judge. So you guys know me, I'm Yanni Senpai, I'm Twitter, all over that, I'm all through Sensquid, so I'm a familiar voice, and my husband is not so much. You've been here...
Not present.
No, you haven't, that's
No.
right, because Katie
Yeah.
has, you haven't.
Right, yeah. No, I'm new here. And that's about it, yeah.
He hates you, he hates your guts, he hates your
I
weeby
don't-
guts.
I don't hate you, specifically, right? Because I'm sure you're a nice person, whoever is listening to this. But I do hate everything you stand for. Your favorite series is trash. Gas the Weebs 2017.
That's it. You heard it here first, folks. So I'm not sure if I want to do this podcast completely sober most of the time.
That's fair.
Might
I'm not sure I want to be sober most of the time.
might want to just like be the first drunk weebcast to be posted for a while.
You
Probably
say
not
the
the
first,
first,
no,
obviously,
probably not
but
the
like
first. The best for sure.
Sure,
because
yeah.
I'm here. So
That's why I married him, folks.
really?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's because of my huge
Stop.
personality.
Stop. So we're gonna start on actually something more topical that I came up with in the car, because that's why we're doing this, because I was like, I want to discuss this thing, but I also want to have a recording of your reaction to this thing. So, this is a thing called POV anime. Like, they're like POV porn, but not always porn.
Not always.
Not, well, I mean, like, POV
Occasionally.
hentai exists, but, like,
I'm sure.
these are full, like, 4-minute episodes.
Full 4-minute episodes.
Yeah, like,
as
they're...
opposed to the normal anime length of 4-minute episodes.
But they're not like hour-and-a-half OVAs of hentai, right? Like,
sure.
They're not OVAs, they're full seasons, which are like 1
I'm not a
to
weeb,
12.
so what's hentai again? Can you go ahead
You-
and explain
you know what
that
hentai
one
is,
for me?
my dude.
No, I don't think so. Go ahead and just give us just a brief
That
rundown.
casual anime porn.
Oh, okay, thank
That
you.
pornography that is also weeb shit.
Thank you for catching me up on what these weird terms are.
So, I've pulled up 4 series, and they're really the only 4 series that I've heard of. And 2 of them are eroge style, or one of them's just like weird. It's weird and uncomfy.
Alright.
But they're both like POV of female. And then the other 2 are otomes, which are male.
Right.
So I just pulled up 4, and we're gonna go ahead and go through them. I'm gonna mute it, but...
For all you people who are listening that are more like me, she is saying words. These are real words. I know they don't sound like it, but they're real, I guess.
Okay, so these are your girls.
Okay. Right. They look the same.
They definitely look like they are not adults.
No, they're definitely anime characters, which means they're some age between 8 and 28. That's for you to figure out.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So that's an introduction of the
20-year
girls. We're gonna
gap.
skip this garbage. But it's actually done in like a POV. You open your door, you look at this grill in kind of a really creepy way, actually.
Definitely the first place you'd look is the very bottom of the skirt. Gotta get
Her
those
name is Hanasaka
sick-
Yui, and she just moved in next door.
Just moved in next door. It's convenient.
She brought you a gift. She hopes you like it.
I love gifts.
Here you go. That's it. That's what this is like.
It's strange. Mostly because if it's supposed to be POV, they keep giving you, like, weird camera angles. Like that last one, like, are you crouched over on the floor looking at her diagonally? So she didn't mention the series name. This is One Room, episode 1.
Yeah.
POV anime. I guess we're behind her now, trying to get, like, that sick panty shot, but also point of view.
I mean, like, I'm not telling you that it's, like...
100%?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, just, like, if it was 100% point of view, then the camera angles are weird.
This one's really fucking
There's
weird.
a lot of jump cuts.
It's called Sleeping with Hinako, and it's just
all
that.
About
It's
sleeping
literally a 45-minute thing where it's, like, you creeping on some girl who's sleeping.
So it's like ASMR, but less weird.
I would argue it's more weird. Oh shit, this is the part where she wakes up and, like, notices you're there.
Oh, and so does she call the police, or...
No, I
Okay.
guarantee you she does not.
So she's dumb. Right. So to all the listeners, if you wake up and there's just someone in your room watching you, call the police, please. Unless you know the person. And then definitely call the police.
Right, because then they're just, like, there for a reason. She seems pretty cool with you being there, actually.
Which reminds me... Oh, the episode of Jidoto Shoujo that we watched recently.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Old series, not the new series, the older one.
Yeah, first, I think it's literally
First
the second
season?
episode of the first season.
Right.
So this one's called Roommate. We're over to the Otomes.
Okay.
I've actually never seen this one, and I'm kind of considering watching it, just, like, to see what it's about. Because I'm not really into this genre. I think it's weird, but it's kind of one of those things that, as a weeb, I kind of have to watch. This guy is climbing this wall.
Yeah, he certainly is doing that.
Why are you climbing up to the balcony, my friend? What a strange roommate you are. I'm not sure I want you to be my roommate.
Yeah, it's...
Do I need something? He asks me.
It's strange. I don't know, what we're seeing right now doesn't seem to... It doesn't follow, like, the traditional anime sort of style with, like, an opening theme or any sort of story, world building, or anything like that.
I mean, they are story world building. We're the apartment manager.
Okay, so apparently I'm just not reading the subs because I'm retarded and I'm missing all of this. It just seems like you're thrown into it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which, I mean, I guess would work. Just cut all of this out. Just cut all of me out.
No, stop.
Yeah, just cut my life into pieces.
Oh, this guy just shows up straight up naked for some reason.
Well, I mean, I
Why are
was
you
singing
here?
Papa Roach lyrics, and we know that just makes clothes fall off, so...
Why are you... Get some clothes on, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, pardon you.
pardon me. I
Damn.
strolled into your house naked. Oh, not naked. Just with a very
What
thin
a
towel.
a very tiny
A very
towel.
tiny towel. Like European bathing suit minus some fabric style towel. Like, it's... Oh, yeah, you give that slider in to both your dude roommates as you come in with a...
Okay, that sure was roommate.
Yep, you're gonna pick one of these 3 hot gay dads. One of them is obviously gay. It's
So-
like, oh, I've got 2 new roommates. Guess it's time for me to break out my towel.
So this one, I have seen this episode before.
Okay.
I don't know if we posted a video about it or not, but me and Squid watched it. It's an anime that is described every time somebody describes it to you as you hang out with a boy and either you fall asleep or he falls asleep. Like, that's the bit. So, like...
Okay.
Basically, you're in a library. This guy's, like, kind of actually creeping on you. This one has an opening theme, actually.
Oh, okay, so we're making progress.
They're sheep. It's
Doing
it's
better
pretty
than
cute.
we are
Yeah.
at this point.
I actually was kind of impressed. The opening was a little bit cute. This kid's a librarian.
So we already know how you feel about him.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess. Sure does hit that Mega Knight thing.
That means glasses for all you non-retards out there.
Stop it! Thanks for the blatant insult.
I'm joking. We all
At
know.
me.
Not at you. At the weebs. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep. You married this.
Yeah, well.
He's asking us not to sleep here, which is hilarious.
Sorry, glasses boy. I sleep wherever the hell I want.
I'm sure Donovan sleeps in libraries more than anybody else.
Yeah, dude. Like, okay. So, in college, I was part of a fraternity, a little character building backstory right here. And we had mandatory study hours, which means like you signed into the library and then you signed out when you left. I didn't study. I would check out a group room by myself like an asshole and sleep under the table for a couple hours and then sign myself back out. So, they make prime sleeping spots, especially the third floor where I went, because it was like a silent floor, like you were not allowed to like speak or play music or anything. So it was dead quiet except for like pages flipping.
Yeah.
So I would just like close the door and like put a sign up that said like, went for coffee, be back in 5 minutes, so people didn't take the room, because like they didn't think there was anyone in there, and I would just like sleep under the table.
Classic.
Yeah.
So, he's creeping on a child now, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, well, that's a librarian. That's kind of what they do.
He just
I'm
gave us a
assuming.
book about kittens and told us he's sure we are gonna find it exciting.
Strange.
It's kittens. Now he's talking shit about me because I'm tired. I don't like this.
So where's the choose your own adventure portion where
There
you
isn't
fall
one.
asleep, or he does?
There isn't one. Like, it's just kind of one bit. Yeah, now he's gonna go to sleep too. Like, we're just gonna hang out and go to sleep. Like, it's fucking weird. So that's like POV anime, and that's like a new trend lately, and I don't know why it exists.
Yeah, it doesn't really do a whole lot for me.
I think it's definitely probably part of the issue of like, we can't populate our country because women don't want to hang out with dudes. Because they'd rather hang out with 2D dudes.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's so much the issue as it's like, dudes are more interested in their waifus because they can't get rejected. Sort of like what we were talking about earlier, is like, people are so afraid of rejection that they don't even try anymore.
Right.
They'd much rather just sit at home and fantasize about something that they could never have, but could never reject them.
Right.
Than risk getting their
Rejected.
feelings hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Makes sense.
I think POV anime could be cool in like sort of a VR space.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you could experience it in like a first-person immersive sort of space like that with a full series, like, so
sort of like how the games they already have, like,
exactly. That's what I was saying.
like your
even,
waifu games, but like in an actual storyline.
Even like an anime like Dot Hack or Sword Art or something, like where you're in a game, you put your VR headset on, and it's like it's more of a movie than it is like a game that you're playing.
Right.
But you feel immersed because it'd almost be like an on-rails game.
Yeah, sort of like, what was that fucking movie that came out recently? It wasn't good, but it was like a totally POV something Charlie or something. I don't know.
I've got no idea.
It was just like an action movie shot from first person, which was like a cool idea, but I heard it wasn't really great.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've heard the same thing. Like, it was an interesting concept. It just wasn't super well executed.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Alright, well, they know me, so why don't you go ahead and say a little bit more about yourself. We've already covered that you're a frat boy.
Yeah. So, I'm the husband, resident frat star.
Okay.
I watch anime occasionally. Not a weeb, I wouldn't say. Would just say, like, I don't immerse myself in anime culture so much. I've been watching anime for a very long time, like 7 years at this point, probably. And I've had my moments for sure, but I'm on the brighter side of that tunnel. Yeah, I suppose that's a little bit about me.
Yeah.
Seeing as this is sort of an anime podcast, I should probably go over some anime that I've seen, just so that we can set a basis for what I do and don't like, right? So, anime I've enjoyed. Death Note, both seasons of Durarara. I'm currently watching My Hero Academia, which I enjoy quite a bit. Anime I've seen that I didn't really enjoy, Mysterious Girlfriend X, which is, if you haven't seen it,
Fucking
you
trash.
need to watch a couple episodes because it's hilariously bad in like the most weird way possible.
Hardcore Henry was that movie.
Hardcore Henry, right?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Sword Art Online season 1 was good. Season 3, or I guess it's Sword Art Online 2, was great. Season 2 was fucking garbage. Sword Art.
Sword Art was okay. So season 2, GGO was fucking rad.
Was that season 2?
Yep, it's
Okay, so I guess the second arc of season 1
yeah,
would be
well,
the garbage,
okay,
right?
yeah. Second arc of series 1
Series
was
1.
fucking trash because
Whatever.
it was like the fairy shit.
Yeah,
And
so
then
that was awful.
Season 2 or series 2.
Yeah, GGO was amazing.
And then it dropped off immediately back into the fantasy setting. It was garbage.
Huge Gundam fan. 00, Seed, Wing, Gundam Build Fighters, even the newest series, Iron Blooded Orphans, and Origins.
He builds the models too. It's pretty rad.
Hey, fuck you.
I said it's rad. What the fuck?
Don't out me like that.
How dare you? How dare you tell them a truth about me and my weebiness?
I'm not a weeb. I'm not a weeb.
I don't
Sure,
know.
I might build model kits and watch anime. I'm not a weeb.
Holy shit.
Kill myself.
No.
It's an unacceptable loss of life.
It's fine.
So that's a little bit about me and my taste in animes.
So, I'm chewing, even if you are, like, a previous watcher, I'd like to point out that my taste in anime probably hasn't changed if you've watched, like, our favorites and least favorites list, but I'll just go through my favorites.
Same shit, different season.
I guess. I'll go through my favorites on my anime list just to, like, point out shit that I liked. So my top 2 are Bungo Stray Dogs and Durarara. I'm actually the reason he watched Durarara, because I was like, it's fucking lit, and you have to watch it, so I kind of, like, blackmailed him
Confirmed.
into watching it.
It was fucking lit.
We're fucking lit! It's a great
It
series.
was pretty lit.
I spent so much money on figures for that series, I'm fucking dying.
Yeah. Literally dying.
A little bit.
On the inside.
Bungo Stray Dogs, I will admit, the anime is not good, but it, like, scratches my weird shonen itch, and it's just, like, a good series to me. I don't give a shit if you don't like it. If you tell me you don't like it, that's cool. I don't care. You're fucking awful for trying to crush my hopes and dreams like that, but it's...
Your favorite series is trash.
Okay. I
Like,
guess.
that's... I'm sorry,
Whatever.
it's the way it is. Like, to all our listeners, I apologize that you have to come face-to-face with reality so soon. But your favorite series is trash.
The worst part
and
about that is,
Mine
like,
too, right? My favorite series is also trash.
the worst part is the manga of Bungo Stray Dogs. Super great. Anime, not that great. Anime, like, the action scenes, really need to pick it up. Oh, I'm not gonna rant about that. So on that list is Samurai Champloo, which we recently did a watch through of.
Oh, yes.
You'd never seen.
Samurai Shampoo is a great series.
It's so fucking good, dude. If you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it right now. Pause this podcast, go watch Samurai Champloo. What the fuck are you doing with your life?
No, don't turn us off. Don't turn us off.
Just let us talk over it.
Yeah, just let us talk over it. I'll dub Samurai Champloo. Fuck you, Jin. Fuck you, Mugen. Fuck you, Gene. Fuck you, Mugen. You said my name 2 different ways. Fuck you, Mugen. That's
Excellent.
the entire series,
It
by
is.
the
It
way.
really
That's
is.
literally the entire series.
Foo screaming, "Why can't I eat something? I need a bath. Help me!" Like, that's it.
Wait, who?
The girl.
Oh, sorry, I don't pay attention to those.
He's also a resident shitlord.
Yeah.
Also
in
on my
case you
list
were wondering.
is Trigun, which is fucking excellent, and another one that if, like, you can deal with the old art styles and stuff, do so. Like, it's super worth watching.
Okay. I suppose.
Shaman King's on there. I'm trash. I understand it's not good. I mean, it's, like, better than a lot of tournament animes out there, but it's not,
It's,
like, the pinnacle.
passable.
Yeah, like, see, the thing about my favorites list, right, is not necessarily, like, it's good. Like, it's an excellent, great form of anime. No, it's just shit I like. Like, if you've got Evangelion and fucking Durarara and all that other shit that, like, only the shit that is considered good by pretentious anime watchers, I don't like you. Like, if that's your favorites list, you're just doing it to impress somebody.
No, like, my favorites list, I mean, I don't have one set up, but if I were to, I guarantee you, like, 7 out of 10 would be fucking Gundam series. Because I'm a retard that likes to watch robots punch each other. Like...
Excellent.
Like, I mean, and that's just sort of the basis. Like, do I think they're perfect series?
No, absolutely
No,
not. But
absolutely
do I love
not.
them? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of perfect series, watch Gundam 00 or
Good
00.
shit. Yeah, good shit.
Even if you don't really like fighting robots, which you're wrong, by the way, the series is fantastic, and I feel like everyone should at least give it a chance.
Here's the thing about that series and, like, Iron-Blooded Orphans and, like, Code Geass, right?
Yep.
Like, I'm not into the fighting robots, but I can watch fighting robots if the story behind it is, like,
Passable.
Yeah. Not even passable. Like, it
Good.
needs to be good
I
for me to
suppose.
bear through the stuff I don't like. And those series excel in that way. Like, they're good because they're good without that.
Right.
So, continuing my list of favorites, Persona 4, the animation, which is generally regarded as shit. Yeah, that's on there. Kyokai no Kanata, which was one of the first ones that I made you watch of a new season.
Right.
Beyond the Boundary.
Right. Yeah.
Jigoku Shoujo Futakamori, which we're going to talk about the new season here soon.
Yeah, the weird Fuda.
Stop.
The weird Fuda series.
Stop. We're at Spiral Suriri no Kizuna, which is a very old anime that if you don't want to watch an old anime that doesn't really have a good conclusion, don't watch it.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Fucking watch Space Dandy, everybody. It's excellent, and you're gonna cry at the Leica episode.
No, don't watch Space Dandy. Save yourself a couple hours of your time.
But
I mean, unless you, like, have a thing for pompadours, then I guess you can watch Space Dandy.
okay, but also, have you seen enough of Space Dandy to realize that there is actually just a restaurant that he frequents called Boobies?
I've seen maybe 30 seconds of a Space Dandy episode. I don't think it was even that much. You're going to find that that's a recurring theme with a lot of my opinions.
Yeah, he's never seen it. He has no right to have an opinion, but he does.
They're completely based in nothing but my want to shit talk, right? So, take everything that I say negatively with a grain of salt.
Unless, of course, we're talking about a series we're currently watching.
Yeah,
in which case he's actually watching it.
Yeah, then it's
intently.
constructive criticism. But if someone mentions a series and I shit talk it, there's about a 60% chance I've never seen it, and I just want to make that person feel bad. Because...
that's who he is as a person.
Because that's who I am as a person.
And I love him a lot.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure that one out, by the way. If anyone can help me with that.
I mean,
why?
they're going to tell you I'm an asshole as well, so that's...
well, I guess that answers that question.
Weeb emoticon. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with your gig,
We're going to go
Boku
ahead
no
and get
Hero.
started with this podcast that we've been talking to for, like,
this
30
is kind of the
minutes.
format I want to do, right? I want to do, like, a general discussion of Weeb shit at the beginning, and then we're going to move into, like, what's going on this season, what we're
Yeah, I
watching.
suppose.
So we're going to start with your series, Boku no Hero. You're not going to like me. No one here is going to like me. Boku no Hero Academia is, like, a series that I kind of want to watch, but I don't want to get into a 500-episode tournament anime that this might become. So, like, I watched the recap episode from the beginning of the season that they aired to, like, recap the last season.
Episode 13.5.
Yeah, it was, like, just an OVA that was aired.
Yeah, basically just like a 30-minute recap of the entire season 1.
Which I thought it did very well. Because I was, like, pretty on top of things. Like, I
yeah,
kind of
so
understood
I
what's
think
going
it
on.
hit a lot of the sort of main story points
Right.
really well. I think you lose out on a lot of character building.
I'm okay with that.
Just to get you attached to the characters and stuff. So I would definitely recommend, if it's a series you want to watch, start from episode 1. Don't come in from 13.5, just because you'll lose a lot of sort of the world
Like,
building
the value,
and the character
and
building.
yeah, and I totally
you
get
won't see the
that.
value.
At the same time, I'm very quick to attach myself to characters, like, by
Right,
seeing
and
them, so I don't really require that.
Because I was already watching the series, we wanted to start watching it together.
Yeah,
so you
and it
started
made more
13.5,
sense at
and then we
13.5.
started season 2, which makes
Yeah,
more
no,
sense.
I am I feel like a sinner, because this week I've done 2 things, one of which I won't mention because I will be reamed for, but the other one, like, being this, that I do not condone watching a recap episode in order to not watch the first half of a season. Like, I just don't believe in it.
First season.
Well, yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
I
12
gotcha.
episodes can be recapped, and pretty much are in every old anime ever.
Yep.
And I don't believe in watching those instead of the series, but because of the nature of the series, right? Like, it's a tournament-style shonen.
Well, so, that's the thing about the series, right, is the
tournament just started.
The tournament just started, so everything leading up to this...
Every tournament style's like that, though. Like, Shaman King had, like, a whole bit before.
Oh, yeah, and that's easily the worst part about Yu Yu Hakusho, is the fucking lead-up to the tournament.
Oh my god, true.
Which is... Another thing I'll mention about tournament anime real quick is that I find that a lot of tournament anime really lack good world building, right?
Yeah.
You have amazing character designs, interesting abilities and powers, but I guess that's the whole reason they're a tournament anime,
like,
is because
it works to the genre. Like,
yeah,
you don't want to have all that big world building taking up the space and the time that you could be using for cool action fights.
Right, but then you spend 25 episodes getting to the tournament, and it
Yeah,
makes
and
the
it's like,
entire
it
series
completely ruins it.
unbearable to watch
Yeah.
from that point.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So it's just a weird quirk within, I guess, this subgenre of anime, is like, they need some world building to make the tournament make sense, but the entire reason it's a tournament anime is because they don't want to waste time, or not waste time, but they don't want to devote time to world building.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, you know,
it kind of hits like this faux
weird,
pas where you
yeah.
have to do one or the other, but you can't really do both.
Yeah, it's strange.
I guess, what I'm saying, though, is I don't like to watch tournament anime. Like, they're not really my kind of series. But what I've seen from what you were watching was interesting enough, and what I've seen from, like, Tabris, hi Tabris, like, she posts about it a lot, and, like, I kind of wanted to watch it because of that, but, like, I don't want to spend the time, because I'm already, like, trying to watch a huge backlog. Like, if you go onto my anime list and look at my list of, like, want to watch and on hold...
And if someone were to want to see your anime list, where could they find that?
Right over on my anime list, yeah. Those links are going to be in the description, anyway, so...
Oh, okay. Well, check the description box, wherever the fuck it is. I'm not going to say... Check the description...
down,
up,
whatever.
Yeah, check the description
because
box
YouTube's
below.
going to change their shit.
And slam the like button. Give us one of those
kill me.
dank thumbs up, because we're YouTubers now, apparently.
Christ.
Not going to do that thing I just did.
Yeah, nope.
But, yeah, so links to anime lists will be in the description in case you want to keep up with what we're
doing,
watching,
yeah,
what we
want
seen,
to watch, yeah.
Yeah, plan to watch stuff like that.
If you want to look at my ugly husbando list that I really need to fucking fix, but it's
Yeah.
there, and it's ugly. I also have a characters I share birthdays with, which is really cute, but,
Anyway, back on topic.
yeah, so, like, tournament anime I don't really like to watch, they're not really my genre, and because I have such a big backlog that I'm trying to get through right now, I don't want to spend time starting another 30-episode series when I can watch a recap episode that is well done. Like, it's a very good recap episode, and continue watching it with you, that way you don't have to, like, wait for me, or, you know, it just makes sense to,
Right,
like,
and
because it's airing currently this season.
So I guess that's, to go back to my other point, if you're interested in the world that My Hero Academia sets up, I would watch the first season. If the only thing you're interested in is the tournament anime...
The tournament anime, the character, the interpersonal relationships that happen
jump
after
to
it gets started.
13.5, watch 13.5. If you find you're interested enough in what happened, go back and watch Season 1. If you just want to watch Season 2 and the tournament, just watch 13.5 and
be done with it
onward
and
from
continue
there
it. Like,
to 14. Because that's where sort of the tournament starts, and I just things get interesting. And that's not even really where the tournament starts.
no, it's a little bit further in, but it's enough to where you're like,
Yeah, it's a couple episodes, and those episodes are important to the tournament itself. So
they're relevant.
Yeah, they're relevant, and that's one thing I will say that the series has done well over 2 episodes. Is there's no filler.
Yeah, no, there's
would
not a
find.
lot of filler.
Like, even if
I mean, it's
in-
manga-wise, but, I mean, I could go...
In the
and look.
first season, like, you can get recapped with the first season, but every episode in the first season has important story points, and there's no real filler, I would say.
There is literally no filler in this series. 27 episodes in, and there's 0 filler. It's
Which
all manga-based.
I would say is a strength of the series so far.
Oh, for sure. That's fucking amazing.
And especially if they're talking about doing 2 seasons right now, potentially a third. the fact that they've been able to go 27 episodes without any filler is
I think if they were not to
very
do
strong.
a third, it would just be, like, amazing. Because it would almost be a feat in itself.
Yeah.
That it's like...
To do a tournament anime with no filler.
Yeah.
As opposed to Yu Yu Hakusho.
So Yu Yu Hakusho filler episode is 13, 107 through 109, and 111. So I guess that's not too bad.
Right, so I guess that's
series.
4 filler.
Yeah, that's decent.
Yeah, so I mean, that's quite a lot.
And one of
It's
them is
pretty good.
like 2 of them are really good story-based episodes that I'm glad they included.
Right.
Man, I like that series a lot. Anyway,
So
most recent episodes of Boku, we're not caught up yet, are we?
no, most recent episode is 29. We're currently on... Or yes, it's episode 29. Episode 29 of the series.
Yeah.
As far as season 2 goes. Not 100% sure on that.
So we just finished episode 7 of the second season.
Right.
And I'm liking it. I'm not paying a ton of attention to it. Like, I'm paying enough attention to understand what's going on and to retain the information. But I'm gonna kind of leave Boku no Hero to you.
Yeah.
Just because you're more focused on it and more knowledgeable almost on it. Because I'm just...
Right.
I'm enjoying it in the way that you enjoy an anime when you watch it on Toonami.
Yep. Just sort of in the background is,
Yep.
is noise. Well, it's subtitles, so not really noise.
Well, I understand half of the language anyway.
No,
so.
yeah. Hashtag Weeb traits. I would say the latest episode we watched was super strong. It was, I believe, the beginning of the tournament. It might have been the episode before that was the beginning of the tournament. It's been a couple days since I watched the episode.
Yeah. I mean, we had his fight with Mind Control Boy, and then we had... wow, I need to remember their names. Ice and Fire Boy against
I'm sorry,
What's-His-Face.
I really enjoy the series. I will not remember names. That's just not something I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Unless they're hilariously stand out.
Yeah.
Or the series goes on for a lot longer than this.
Yeah, like Zuko Wannabe and fucking... Who did he fight? Tape Guy.
Tape Guy.
Tape Guy.
Right.
So we watched those 2 fights.
Yep. So, and I think those might have been in one episode. If not, they were split over 2.
Mm-hmm. I think they were split over 2, because we had that big long thing with Fire
Daddy
Ice Boy,
issues.
Daddy Issues.
Daddy issues, right.
Because he had that big conversation with Deku.
So, yeah, okay, so Deku, main character, I would say his first fight was very interesting.
I liked it.
Yeah, just because, like, the opponent was interesting. Guy from General Studies wasn't in the hero course.
God, that just sounds like gibberish to anybody who doesn't know what's going on in the series.
Right, so that's probably how a lot of this is going to sound.
Mm-hmm.
But he's getting better control over his superpower, which I think is exciting. It's showing his growth, and not saying, like, he inherited, the most powerful superhero of all time or whatever. But there is a very drastic downside to it for him right now, and he's slowly learning to control that, and I think that's really doing a good job of pacing the series well, and it's not just going from, like, 0 to 100.
For sure.
And it's making him seem a lot more believable as a character, I guess. A lot less Mary Sue, to use that term. His opponent, Mind Control Guy...
I'm gonna be honest, I love Deku a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's an amazing protagonist. I think he's awesome. Because he's like...
He's kind of a whiny bitch.
He's a crybaby, and I love him for it.
Yeah, no,
because
it's
he's
pretty
really
good.
stressed out all the time.
Yeah, it works. Like, normally I hate protagonists who are like that, who just sort of can't do anything.
Yeah, but
for
he has a
themselves,
reason to be stressed out, right?
Yeah,
like
no,
he
like,
is
it
fucking
makes sense,
useless
and-
kiddo. Like, and
But he's not,
but
and
he's
that's the
not,
worst part.
and that's
like,
the sick part.
like, he has one use,
Yep.
and then he's done. And then he's pretty much just done for the rest of a while.
Sorry, kids.
Anyway, his opponent, Mind Control Guy, I thought he was a very interesting character, and I hope we see more of him. I would be kind of disappointed if it was just sort of a one-and-done for the tournament thing.
I will say, it made me really sad when they were like, "You should be a villain." And he's like, "I don't wanna."
I don't want to be a villain, I want to be a hero. Yeah, and, like, the nature of a tournament style, he might just disappear. He
Right.
might just fade into the background and be either a supporting character or non-existent.
I don't
But
know.
I would...
He sure is in that key art of
Is
the
he?
season. Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Right,
well,
right above Bird Guy.
that makes me excited. Yeah, I would definitely like to see more of him. I think he's an interesting character. I think he's got an interesting enough backstory that they could expand on it. And I think his superpower is pretty fun. I'm not going to spoil anything about it.
No, because it totally ruins the episode if you do.
Yeah. Though the hints they give are pretty obvious within the episode.
I don't think, like, his
but-
ability is the thing that would ruin it. I think how Deku overcomes his ability is the
Yeah.
thing that would ruin it, and I
Yeah,
don't want to talk about
that's-
it at all,
yeah,
because I don't
pretty-
want to make it predictable for you guys
Right.
at all.
And
We're
then
not going to do a
there's-
lot of that here.
Yeah, this is not a spoiler-free zone.
I just think, like, if it's
But-
going to retain some form of, like, holy shit moment,
Factor,
that,
yeah.
like, it's, I don't want to ruin it for somebody that wants to watch it.
Yep. Though, to be fair, we are about 10 episodes behind on this series.
Yeah, and if you
this
look at my
season.
Twitter, right on my bio, it's like, this is not spoiler-free for anything.
Yeah. So, mild spoiler-free, but not...
Only, like,
Not
within
very.
discretion. Like,
Yep.
only within, like, is it going to make the series kind of dumb if you
Right.
spoil it?
So the next fight, Fire Ice Dad. Not Dad, he's a small boy.
He is a small
But
boy,
that's
it's
just
a little
sort of
weird to
how
call him that.
that's just how sort of how I describe everyone now. Thanks, Griffin McElroy. But him and Tape Boy.
It's okay, I had to watch him do a crunch on a banana a few weeks ago, and it was impressive.
It was so good. It was such a good crunch.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Tape Boy. I think he has one of the weirdest superpowers of all time.
I don't understand why.
I don't get it either. It's like, I'm not sure how you could be useful.
Like, at first I was like, is it, like, because I didn't, like, watch it. I was, like, looking over his shoulder when he was watching. I'm like, is he Spider-Man but elbows?
I mean, pretty much.
Pretty much,
Like,
he's just Spider-Man but elbows.
No, it's just like sticky tape that he shoots from his elbows, and it sounds super dumb when I say it like that.
No, but sometimes he does
Um,
shit with it that's sick as hell.
Yeah,
Like,
no, and like it is. It's super dumb, but just like the
The way
creative,
it's done is
yeah,
cool.
creative uses are his strong point, and so far we've seen some of that, right? Like in the sort of, I guess, chariot races. I'm not sure what they call it.
I don't remember what it was. It was
Yeah.
funny as hell, though.
Yeah, the chariot race is sitting on people's shoulders, just using it to pull Explosion Kid. Again, need to remember names, but using him
We'll
to
get there.
using the tape to pull him back after he launched like aerial attacks and stuff. I thought that was super unique. Using it to try to force people out of bounds in the solo fights, I thought that was
I have
super
some of their
cool.
names right here.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, Fire and Ice Kid is Todoroki.
Todoroki. Okay, Totoro.
Yeah. So, like, we just call him Deku, so I don't really care about his name.
Yeah, no, that's just his nickname within the series.
Yeah,
So
like, but his name's Midoriya.
yeah,
Okay, and then I
I just call him Midori because it's a green liquor and it tastes delicious.
hilarious. I
And
don't.
his hair is green, so
I don't
that
have
works.
Explodey Boy. Oh, I do have Explodey Boy. Hold on. Bakugo or Katsuki. Katsuki's probably easier to remember. I like Urakaka or Uraka. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I don't know what she does. She's just a cute girl.
What is she?
The main girl, I guess.
Oh, right.
She's really cute.
Zero Gravity.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what she does.
Yep.
She's super cute.
Yeah, she's a fun supporting character.
She's considered a main, but okay.
Okay, yeah. So she's one of the main trio, I suppose. Like I would consider Deku, Motor Legs, and her
Yeah.
the main trio. Obviously, Deku's the main character, and I think those two support him.
Yeah.
Like she's a main character, but I think she's supporting of the main character
I getcha.
within
I
the
getcha.
within the story at least.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt with names garbage. What were you talking about before?
That's fine. Fire and Ice Guy's duel with Tape Arms.
Yeah.
Again, not to spoil anything, but holy shit,
Yeah, fucking...
wrecked.
Yeah, destroys this kid.
Yeah, just completely blows him the fuck out. which...
Not even, like, on purpose, either. Like,
No,
immediately after, he's like,
he said,
I
I'm sorry,
didn't
I've
mean
got
to do
daddy
that."
issues, and I was upsetty.
Upsetty spaghetti falling out of my pocket. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like, well, all over the arena.
Oh.
But... no, I
That's
think,
sad frozen spaghetti.
yeah, I think... I mean, obviously, he's pretty big on the key art there, so he's
Yeah.
going to be
he's a
important
big
within
deal.
the series, and it's pretty obvious that he's going to be important with the series. And that's,
Everybody I know ships in with Deku, so.
that's weird to me. It's not that weird to me. I see where they're coming
Yeah,
from.
same.
I think he's a super interesting character, and I really like him a lot. I hope we get to see a lot more character progression from him as the series goes on.
For sure. We'll try to get more caught up on that series before the next week's podcast. Because that's this Friday. Or Saturday. Like, we might
One
as
of
well do
those.
them...
I think it's Saturday.
Yeah,
I think it's
because that's when
Saturday,
Boku comes out.
Oh, you mean the next podcast?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the next episode.
But we'll try to get caught up enough to, like, be able to talk about more recent things with this one.
Right.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Jigoku Shoujo Yoi no Togi. So Yoi no Togi is the 4th season of Jigoku Shoujo, and I have watched Jigoku Shoujo for a really long time. So, within the struggle is, there is not a single 480p version of the first season, or the second season. Like,
It's
they're
like-
below 480.
Literally the worst quality series you can imagine.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Great series. Amazing anime on its, like, basis. So, Jigoku Shoujo is a series, in case you haven't, like, heard anything about it, because I know it is a little bit obscure.
Fucking
Basically,
anime hipsters.
basically the ideal is, at midnight, there's a website you can access that you can wreak vengeance on someone who's wronged you by sending them to hell. The trick is, if you send them to hell, after you die, eventually you go as well. So, the series bases itself around Ai, the girl who helps you send these people to hell, and her servants. And it's really a series about, like, interpersonal, like, human darkness and human relationships. Like, the first episode of the entire series runs on, like, this girl is being bullied by this popular girl, and she's, like, ruining her chances of going to high school, and, like, she stole money that the girl was in charge of, and is basically blackmailing her into doing whatever she wants.
Also known as being a total cunt.
Yeah, just being a bitch for
Yeah,
bitch's
just
sake.
a general cunty activity.
But then you get into, like, the second episode, which is a girl, who's being stalked by, I won't mention who it is because it ruins it if I do, but, a member of the police force. Like, that's what I can give you. So she's being stalked, so she chooses to send her stalker. You wanted to mention something about that, right? Or was it just the stalkering? Like, a vague comment about stalkering?
Yeah, you know, it made sense in context.
Yeah.
That was...
Okay. So that's, like, basically, I mean, it gets worse, and we're going to talk about how it got worse in this episode, and I might make somebody on the forums mad, because there's...
I think you've already done that.
Oh, I
with
have
your-
already done that. Somebody's already been like, what the fuck are you
Your
talking about?
3-paragraph novella post.
It's
to the
not a
forums.
3-paragraph novella.
Are you
It's-
sure? Pull it up right now.
Okay.
Pull it up right now. I will count how many paragraphs.
I mean,
Because I'm pretty sure it was a couple.
I have to go to my forum post.
Just go to the reply.
I am.
It's the first thing. I also want to see this person's comment because I'm pretty sure they got super butthurt about it, and that makes me excited.
They actually didn't get super butthurt. I just don't think they know what I'm talking about. Like, they
Oh.
don't understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
So, I guess I'm just gonna read my forum post about this first to, like, give you a teaser. This episode was dark. Like, this whole season has been kind of dark. Huh?
There's totally 3 paragraphs.
There's 2 paragraphs and a line. The last one doesn't
Where I come
count.
from, that counts as a paragraph.
Whatever.
But down in school, college. I'm gonna cut my name out.
So, what were the last 2 episodes about in this season? I'm sad that they're not memorable enough.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is like, this series works well when the episodes hit you hard enough that they're memorable, and the fact that the other 2 in this season so far haven't been.
Like, I think they might be
Is-
memorable enough to, like, actually remember, you know, but, like, I'm a little burnt out at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, like, talking about seasons at a time.
Right.
I'm loading them up, though. Give me
Okay.
just a second. Anyway, basically, it's... I don't know. This episode was a lot more memorable than the other ones. Mostly just because the subject matter is darker than it has been.
Quite a bit darker than the past 2 episodes, I would say.
Okay, so the first episode was something completely immemorable. I remember I was enjoying it because it was, like, nostalgic, right?
Right, like, it's a Jigoku Shoujo episode, which is enjoyable in itself, for the most part. One thing I will say is that anyone who's planning on watching this series this season, be wary, because sometimes the animation
Oh my god, it's so bad.
It's very bad.
I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, dude. It's awful. It's absolutely fucking terrible.
Like, the story is great. The animation is subpar.
Oh yeah, this one was another bullying episode. That's
okay,
why,
yeah. So it's, pretty reminiscent of
the first episode, that was, like, my big thing. That it was, like, and she wasn't sure she wanted to do it. It was actually about cyberbullying. Actually, now that I'm looking at this episode, it was...
and, like, once I see the characters, it becomes more
apparent
evident.
what it was. The
and
second
I thought
one...
there was, like, a good twist in that episode,
Oh yeah,
too.
that one was really cool.
Yeah, so looking back on it, the episode was enjoyable.
This is kind of a nice series to be able to sit, watch, forget. Because, like, So when you dwell on this series, I binged the first 3 seasons when I first watched it, and I was left depressed for months. It's dark.
It really shows you a part of humanity that a lot of us like to pretend either doesn't exist,
or just don't like to think about.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not something at the forefront of our minds. The
which
second one...
comes back to the most recent episode.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a lot.
The second episode, before we get that, was a... I'm just gonna mention these ones, like, I'm gonna cover the previous episodes because they are episodic.
Yeah.
Was a actor, idol, like, comedy troupe, like, trope thing. Like, it was just meant to be, like, it was just dramatic and weird, a little bit. The biggest thing with it was the fact that, the animation got really bad this time around. Like, it wasn't as bad as this recent episode, but, like, there were bits of it where I was like, this is just fucking awful. Like, it just doesn't look good. There were scenes...
and it seems like it's been slowly degrading
it's
each episode.
degrading.
Like, the first episode...
had, like, 2 moments where
there was, like, 2 spots where you could tell that it was pretty poorly drawn or pretty hastily drawn. The second episode had a couple more, and this most recent one
the second episode was almost like... You know, it wasn't every other one, but it was more than most.
Yeah.
You know? And then the third episode, I'm gonna tell you, as good and dark as this episode was, it had
some very, very bad spots.
It was glaring, it was awful, it looked terrible. I don't even want to think about it, honestly, because it's... Like, because the story was so good. It was really dark, it hit where it should have hit.
Good is the right way to describe it, but...
I guess, like...
Good for the series.
Good within the genre, right?
Yep.
It's not... When I say good about Jigoku Shoujo, I don't mean, like, I was really happy about it.
It's not going to make you feel good.
You're not going to feel good ever about anything in Jigoku Shoujo ever. It's always going to be bad, and you're always going to feel like garbage afterwards. Like, there's no way around it. That's what it's supposed to make you feel like. And that was, like, why I made this forum post. And I'm just going to read this, and then we're going to discuss what it was about. I said, sorry if you guys don't like the sexual violence scenes here, but you may want to jump the ship now before it gets worse if that's the case. The series has always been pretty dark, and it's to be expected that if a series is showing the darkest corners of human nature, that it'll probably hit the rape aspect too. This isn't a kid's show, it isn't even necessarily a show for most adults. I'm not saying you're a pussy or whatever, I'm saying that for your own interest, the show probably isn't for you if the illusion wasn't bad enough to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable, that's the point, but no one has to watch a series this dark, it's totally fine and no one is going to talk shit if you don't like Jigoku Shoujo. Then I mentioned that the animation seems to get worse each episode. I am serious about that. Like, if I say, you know, go watch Jigoku Shoujo, I'm saying that because I know you as a person have the semblance of mind to watch it. Like, I don't wish you to go watch this if you think it's gonna fuck with you. If you think it's gonna make you feel like garbage for a month, like it did me, don't I mean, I watched it when I was, like, 15, 16. Like, I was in a really fragile emotional spot at that time anyway, so, like, I probably shouldn't have.
And that's one thing I will say about this most recent episode is I'm not a fan of trigger warnings. I think as a society we're becoming worse off because of them. But for this episode...
But things like this, things like this
know,
are okay to do trigger warning.
Yeah,
like,
because sexual violence can be a legitimate trigger point for people who have had to deal with it in the past.
Right.
Same with, fireworks and veterans. Like, that is a legitimate form of PTSD that people experience in a very real way. And if that's the case for you, then this episode...
do not watch this episode.
It
Especially
might be
if
one you
it's
want
like...
to skip over.
Especially if it was in childhood.
Yep, because that...
You don't want to relive those, and I don't wish you to.
Yep,
Like, anybody
this
who
episode
watches...
does touch on the sexual assault, or alluded to sexual assault of a very young girl.
We'll cover that in a second.
Not yet.
The point that I've always made, like, even among Sen Squid, anybody who's watched our channel, you know that I don't really believe in, like, spoiler warnings or trigger warnings unless it's a serious, real thing. Because I do care a lot about your mental health. I do care a lot about, like, you guys taking care of yourselves. That's why we tell you, go take your pills, go take a shower. If you haven't eaten yet, eat something. Yeah. That's, like, how we do our outros. Because that's not, like, a joke. Like, we don't do that as a joke. We do that as a legitimate reminder in case you, as a mental health problematic individual, that you might need. And I've had those times. And this is another one of those times where it's like, I don't want you to feel like this is something you have to watch because I said it's good. I don't want you to feel like this is something that isn't serious to us. It's a very serious situation, and that's the whole point. Like, I never take Jigoku Shoujo at, like, just face value. It is serious and dark, and it's supposed to be. I mean, it's the same thing as watching, like, serial killer documentaries. Like, you don't take it as, like, funny thing. Like, it's not. It's a serious thing. People died. Like, it's, I don't know. But, anyway.
Yeah, the most recent episode.
So the most recent episode, it's like, I don't know, where were we going with this? So it starts off with, like, just a weird psychopathic family that has two kids that are relatively normal, right?
Yep, so boy and a girl, both younger.
Boy seems to be, like, 14, girl seems to be, like, 12.
Yeah, and they're, I would say, the normal ones of the family. Everyone else is
fucking
outwardly
batshit.
violent, aggressive to each other and to the kids, abusive.
So
to
they live with
each other and the kids. They live with
their mom, their dad, their grandma, and their older sister.
Right.
Who's dating her cousin?
Dating her cousin.
They didn't act like that was weird, so I don't know if that's, like, commonplace within the culture or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it being, like, commonplace in the culture, so maybe they just didn't, like, think it was weird because, like, they're not gonna fucking say anything.
Right, and at first we were like,
the hell out of each other.
Oh, they're dating, so I guess it's
like,
their cousin
your
now.
cousin, whatever. But, like, then it became very apparent that, like, the dad was like, my brother's upset that you left home. Like,
yeah, so it was like,
he started living with
she's
them.
dating her first cousin.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, like some real incest shit.
So, like, when you first meet, like, when this, the 12-year-old and the 14-year-old meet up with their older sister and her boyfriend on the way to school, it becomes very clear that the boyfriend does not have, like, any kind of like, notions towards the 12-year-old. I'm trying to say this in, like, the nicest way. He's clearly interested in this 12-year-old in a way that is inappropriate. Yeah,
no, of course. And it seems like he takes cues from the rest of the family that he's also violent.
Yeah, fucking garbage person. They bully a kid.
They're bullies, they fight. He ends up beating the shit out of his uncle.
Yeah. So, like,
aunt at one point.
The younger kids, they bring three people in, because the wife is cheating, the husband is cheating, and the older sister is bullying. So they bring in the kid that she's bullying, they bring in, like, a guy who's in love with the girl that the dad's dating, and they bring in the wife of the husband that the mom's dating.
Right.
And they're like, hey, we don't want to be the ones to send them to hell, because you can only send one. like,
So
as a person, so
you
you
should
guys
do
should
it.
do it. And then they accuse them, they're like, hey, you're just doing this because, you don't want to go to hell. And they're like, well, yeah, kinda. Like, that's a
Yeah,
part of it.
duh,
Shit,
we're
amazing.
fucking 12.
And, like, one of the guys, the guy who's, like, actually just turns out to be stalking the girl, like, he's just in love with the girl, and she's rejected him to move forward.
Yeah, like, they're not dating.
He's
just a
fucking
stalker.
obsessed with her.
But he's down.
Which is interesting. I wonder if they're going to touch on that ever again. Like, if they're ever going to mention it again.
Maybe.
They might. He agrees to it immediately. The wife is like, I know he's not, like, being faithful, so it doesn't bother me. Whatever, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And then the kid that's bullied walks away kind of indecisive.
Yep.
So we have a yes, a no, and a maybe. So we're at that point, and that's the point where the cousin moves in and starts beating the hell out of the dad because he's like, hey, my brother's really not pumped about you just leaving. And he uses, like, this emotional blackmail bullshit where he's like, you made me upsetty.
Yeah, you made me very upset, so now I'm going to assault you in front of your kids.
Yeah.
Like, literally has him up against the wall, kicking him in the stomach.
Yeah. Punches his wife.
Yeah,
Kicks her across the floor.
Yep. Just beating the shit out of the people whose house he's staying in now.
Mm-hmm. Basically saying that, like, you...
I own this.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to leave until you apologize to me.
Yeah.
So, like... And it just kind of goes on that, like, he is an awful person as it goes further. So, it gets to a point where later, 12-year-old girl comes out of the bathroom. Like, even just talking about this out loud makes me nervous.
Yeah,
I just don't like talking about it.
It's very uncomfortable to speak about, but...
But, like, yeah, little girl comes out of the bathroom, whatever. He, like, basically gropes her. There's
Not
no basically. He gropes her.
Yeah.
And she manages to kick him away and go into her room, lock the door, right?
Yep.
So, mom and dad go out to dinner. Elsewhere. Not together.
Not
separately.
together, separately. Assumedly, they're both going to see their
mistress.
Yeah,
and,
their respective flings.
Yeah. So, they actually never go back home after that.
Yeah, no, they both go to the store for a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
And never come back.
Oh, shit. Yeah, actually, the mom sent the grandma to hell, which is how the kids even came aware of this.
Right, yeah. So, the young boy saw his mother send grandma to hell. So that's how he discovered it. And then went, well, maybe I should use that to
get
everyone
rid of our
else.
Family.
Right.
So, anyway. Turns out sister is also out to dinner, which obviously is, like, making everybody uncomfortable, because you got this 14-year-old boy who really just wants to protect his little sister with this cousin that's, like...
Who's very obviously...
Yeah.
A deviant predator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, like, a predator. That's the best way to describe him.
Quite a bit older than them, too.
Oh, yeah, they're, like, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, no, it's disturbing. So eventually he, like, ties the boy, assaults the girl, and on the forums for some reason there's, like, a discussion over whether or not she was raped.
Right.
And I think that's almost more annoying, because they're just softening it.
Right, and he's yelling at her, why are you rejecting me? She locks herself in the bathroom.
He kicks the door down.
It shows him kicking the door down, but then the door isn't fully broken down, it's just, like, splintered. Mm-hmm. But there's, like... Okay,
there's holes in it.
Yeah, there's pretty obviously a bunch of holes in the door.
Yeah.
It's not off its hinges.
Well, you see him go in, too. You see him unlock the door and then go in.
Yeah, so he goes in the room, so it's obvious that he goes in. And then it cuts to her in the bathroom crying,
The next morning.
Yeah, the next morning, surrounded by toilet paper, like she attempted to clean herself up.
Yeah. And she's clothed, and everybody's like, well, she's clothed.
Yeah, she's got her clothes on.
Yeah, she had all night to just get, like, she's trying to feel as clean as possible.
Right, and if you know anything about that situation...
Yeah, no, that's the first thing that happens. Like, you... subconsciously just want to feel more clean than what you are.
I guess because they didn't directly show him
brutally hurting this child,
then they want to act like it's not real.
But that's not the point of the series.
No.
That's why I'm angered by it, because the point is darkness. The point is, this is the dark corners of the human realm. This is what they do.
Yeah, this is what people who are fucked up have the ability to do.
Yeah.
This is why.
And this is why he
You
needs
protect
revenge on him.
yourself.
That's the whole point that
Yeah,
this
like-
exists. Like, because that's the whole point I does this.
It's the entire reason he gets sent to hell.
Yep, so 14-year-old kid sees this, and why he didn't do it before this all happened, even though the signs were very clear it was going to.
Again, that's a recurring theme within the series we've talked
Yeah,
about.
yeah, we have talked about it.
People
how, like,
have the ability to do it, to send their attacker,
target
the
to
aggressor,
hell.
to
Yeah.
hell
Before
it happens.
But
and
then they're like,
something,
they debate it
Yeah.
until something bad
until
happens,
something
and then they go
extremely
over
bad
the edge.
happens,
Yep.
and then they do it. Speaking of going over the edge,
This kid
yeah, this young boy
proceeds to hang out with another guy, and the guy that they were bullying, like the sister and the cousin were bullying.
after he
After
sends
the
the guy to
sister
hell, he knows he's already condemned
going to hell. So why the fuck shouldn't we just like
why
take
shouldn't we
bullies
just
and
take
murder
the
them?
bullies and torture them?
Yep.
Not even murder them, just torture them
just
and
torture
then kill them.
then kill them. Yep. So
Yeah.
that's how.
So
he
in case
becomes
you were
fucked up.
thinking that this 14-year-old boy
was
a
completely
saint,
nope.
his family was awful, and as soon as they're gone, he turns into a torturing little douchebag too.
Yeah. The only one that seems to be normal is the 12-year-old girl who is now just so fucked up from what happened to her that she can't even function.
Right.
Like, so that was Jigoku Shoujo. That was this season. Or that was this episode. The preview for the next episode shows Sugumi, who you don't know who she is, but she's very important to the whole fandom. She was the main little girl in the first season, and she just kind of grew up. She was the reporter's daughter that I told you about. So she's super important, and I am really excited to see if she comes back.
Yeah, I'm super interested in this series now. It's interesting. Again, I don't think it's something that everyone should watch.
Oh, definitely
I don't
not.
think
It's not for you if you watch a couple episodes and you're like, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, like if you watch the first episode and the second episode and you're slightly uncomfortable,
you don't want to watch the
you
third.
don't
Please
wanna
put
watch
it down.
the third one.
Please put it down.
It's
It gets
not
so dark so quick.
comfortable to watch.
I think that's solid for every season. Like, the first 3 episodes of the first season are fine, and then the fourth one's, like, really uncomfy if you like dogs, and then it just kind of keeps getting worse.
And it's like, even as a person who enjoys, I guess, darker humor and humor that most people find uncouth.
Like, you don't find this humorous.
No, there's nothing humorous about it, and it actively makes me uncomfortable sometimes. And
which is, like, the point.
Yeah, and no, that's what the series is.
Yeah.
It's what the series is supposed to do, and it's good at doing it, and it's why you watch it.
But it's not. That's exactly why it's not for everyone. Like, if you're not comfortable with that, then don't.
Yeah, it's extremely disturbing in some spots.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to something a lot happier. Actually,
a lot happier.
Jikan no Shihaisa, which is Chronos Ruler.
Chronos Ruler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great series. Reminds me a lot of Bungo Stray Dogs, and it's got the same complaints in the forums going as Bungo did. Oh, the humor feels off.
It's made by same people, right? Same studio?
Maybe.
I think it's the same studio as Bungo Stray Dogs.
It might be. Did you check on that?
I remember hearing it. And it might have been a different series. I could be getting them mixed up. But for some reason, I think that's the case.
Project number 9. I don't think that was Bungo. No, Project number 9 has literally never made anything I've ever enjoyed ever.
What was it that they did? I know they did a series that was enjoyable. At least I think they did.
I'm not seeing anything that I've ever even really seen. They're just like all harem animes, which I don't watch.
Alright, well, ignore me. I guess I'm high.
Yeah. Regardless, like, it does fall under the same, like, tropes. Like, if you don't like the humor of the first couple episodes, you're probably not gonna like the rest of the series.
Yeah, it's very, like, disjointed humor.
I think it's funny.
I
always think that kind of humor is funny.
I think it's
like my style.
funny, but it's humorous when you wouldn't expect it to be.
Yeah.
And
like,
in
it'll
places
stop
that,
action in order to make a joke.
Yeah,
like,
in
and I
places
think that's
that
great.
don't necessarily make sense. And I think, like, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of people don't, and I can understand that.
Because it interrupts the flow and the pacing of the series quite a bit. And I think it's for the better. but if that's something that's important to you, it might not be your cup of tea.
Right. So basically, it is a shonen anime with guys with abilities. It's like it's people with special abilities that have to do with time control and elements.
Yep.
Like that's it has to do with one guy and another guy who's constantly aging backwards.
Yep.
I don't want to give away who he is in relation to the first guy.
Right. It won't take you long to figure out.
Yeah, no, it's the end of the first episode, but it's not.
But it's a big enough reveal that
yeah, we were like,
it would
oh
feel
shit!
Wrong. Yeah, it would feel wrong to spoil it.
And now we've met
even though I want to make so many jokes.
I know. We've met this girl who claims to be Guy's wife.
His waifu.
Yeah. I don't like her. Personally, I think she's a garbage person. I just don't think she's a fun character. I know a lot of people, she's gonna be like waifu material, but I just don't like her.
That. Like, she feels like she's got a cardboard personality.
She feels like she's got a cardboard personality, but she's also gonna backstab me at any time.
Yeah, like
I feel like she would backstab me for a pocket full of candy.
Not trustworthy, and she sort of talks like limp, wet cardboard.
Yeah. Her sister's sick as hell, though.
Yeah, her sister's dope. I don't really have any interest in her. I feel like she's going to stick around for a long time, though, so I probably must have to get used to her.
Yeah. She's going to be that female character in the protagonist group.
Yep.
Basically, the guy is hunting down the time demon that holds the ability to, like...
Give him back
his time that he's lost. Yeah.
Which sounds super weird, and it makes a little bit more sense.
I'm gonna tell you, this series hasn't gone anywhere.
No, like, it's pretty stagnant.
We're 3 episodes in, and I'm discussing it right now, and I don't really want to drop it.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not going anywhere.
I think the worst part is that the fight scenes, especially in the opening to the first episode, are extremely good. The animation is very high quality.
But the story is doing nothing. I feel like it's stagnating.
Yeah, the story's going to have to pick up and start going somewhere fast if the series wants to go anywhere. And I think that's even reflected in the score on MYANIMELISTS. Like, right now it's at a 6.
6.26.
Yeah, and that's out of 3 episodes. And I think that's reflective of, like, there's been a lot of work put into the series, that's obvious.
Yeah, like it doesn't look like ass like the other series we've discussed.
Like, but it might have not been all allocated
where it
properly.
Needed to be. Yeah.
Just as the story
I just want the story to go somewhere else with Victo. Like, I want to know more about Victo and his boy.
That's probably a safe bet.
Like, yeah, I know I just want it to go there faster.
Right.
I don't care about this facility of Chronos rulers or whatever it is. I don't care where we are right now.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter to me that his thing is, like, the original thing. I don't...
Yeah, that's a really weird plot point. Especially if you know anything about technology. Like, they really want the original because it's the best. But if you know anything about technology, it's like, iteration makes it better.
Yeah. I think it's more that it's, like, it was a natural occurring version of it. Like, it was the one that the original God Chronos had.
Oh, see, I, like, half-watched the latest episode, so...
So, like, I get it, I just don't think it's interesting. I want to focus more on, like, the band of brothers hanging out, trying to find a thing. Like, I don't really like this whole
Right, you want more of, like, the journey and less of the
technicalities.
Yep.
Like, what did I complain about? Like, I was complaining constantly through the last episode that, like... There's so much exposition. I don't care. Give me the garbage.
A lot of talking.
Like, stop talking to me. Please just tell me, like, show me. Don't tell me.
Yep.
So, we're gonna move over to Kitsugeki Toka Rambo. I'm probably butchering that. Token Rambo. I literally started watching this season because I put it on my list to watch, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna drop it because I want to watch other stuff. But then, like,
you saw
I was
figure
scrolling through Tumblr, and there is a really good figure of the main character, and I was like, who the fuck is that? So I had to look up who the fuck that was, and then I found out it was this series, and I was like, well, shit. So I added it to my watch list, and I watched the first episode today, and it was really good. The animation's pretty sick. They use some, like, 3D CG, some garbage. But it looks good. Like, I'm notorious for hating that shit, but I like it in this series. The characters are fun.
Just irrationally hating it for no real apparent reason.
He hates it because there's a lot of bitchies, and I like it.
I never said that out loud.
He hates it because there's a lot of bitchies. and I like it for that reason.
Again, apparently these are words. I'm not sure what these words mean, but they're words.
I'm allowed fan service
It's like
sometimes.
just secret Weeb language.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm watching right now, actually. Currently, we're pushing Donovan through Fullmetal Alchemist. Maybe.
She says currently, we watched 5 episodes in one day.
And then we haven't picked
And
it back
that
up
was
because
about
we started
2
watching
weeks
stuff
ago.
that's seasonal.
Yeah, so we started watching current stuff. And Samurai Champloo.
We finished Samurai Champloo, yep. I'm
Yep.
proud of that. We finished that in 2 days. It was good.
Yeah, well, when the series is 12 episodes instead of 50, it goes quite
Well,
a bit
the
quicker.
series was 26.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
26
Oh,
episodes.
shit.
Won't take long to just bust out Fullmetal Alchemist, maybe a week at most. Like 4 days, really.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
we
4 days and watching nothing but FMA. That sounds...
to a lot of
fucking
people, like, fucking
thrilling.
amazing. Then we're going to start watching Code Geass, which I've actually never seen. I want to get to the second season, because, like, I love the Chinese Republic characters. I love their design.
When Code Geass first came out, I watched all of the first season and really enjoyed it. I started watching the second season and didn't necessarily care for it, so I dropped it at that point. I'm excited to watch it again, just because I feel like with the story being, I guess, more complete as it is now, hopefully I can make it through the second season and into some better stuff with it. So I'm pretty excited for that rewatch.
Yeah, should be fun. I've seen the first episode, and then I just kind of put it down. Not because it was bad, just because I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really partial to the dub, mostly because I kind of like Vic Mignogna. I just think he's, like, a good voice actor. So, other Weeb news. Dot Hack GU is getting a remaster, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm not going to talk about it for as long as I talked about it today, because that would take, like, literally 3 more hours. I'm just going to go through my Twitter post about it, just because, like, it covers everything I want to cover.
Well, I can just summarize it for you if you want.
Go for it.
Loud screaming.
Yeah, that's it. So, let's see. The shit looks good. They recently released a bunch of, like, remaster photos, and, like, they've completely redone the models and the cutscenes, and, like, they've redone, like, all the shading and shit, which is really cool.
TLDR, the game looks like a game now.
Yep.
And less like a potato on a 1994 Windows desktop.
Okay, so Dot Hack GU was originally for the PS2, right? Like, they were considered pinnacle games back then. Really good games. They're some of my favorite series. Super expensive to own now. Like, they're really expensive. I have 2 of the 3 because I had a friend in high school who borrowed one, gave it to a family, expecting them to give it back to me. The twins of that family decided to steal it and probably sell it for their own gains, and I'm still pissed about it. I will probably be bitter about that until the day I fucking die.
It's true. It's been about half that time already.
I'm telling you. So they...
That wasn't me saying I'm going to kill you in like 5 years, by the way.
I hope so.
Now
Please
that
don't.
this is being recorded.
Please don't.
That's not what I'm saying. If that happens, it's a complete coincidence.
If you kill me in 5 years, it's a complete coincidence.
Yes, it's a complete coincidence, and
Holy
I
shit.
was not there at the scene of the crime, even though I might have been.
Even though you're the one that killed me. Okay, so they included a retry feature in this new version, which is really great, because it used to just, like, you died, have fun going back to your last save, motherfucker, which was fucking torture.
Basically, they're
Making the game playable. Yeah.
they're easy moding the game.
They
which
are.
is-
They really are, and I'm not sure how I feel about
yeah,
that. Like,
I don't know. Like,
XP points increase, movement speed is necessary, but, like, they're including the attack power and hit stop reduction increases, and, like, it just...
part of me wishes that they included those options, but they also just left the base game as it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially because they're almost inaccessible now, because of how expensive they are.
yeah, so if you want to get, I guess, sort of like the release experience, right? Like the base experience that the game was
You have to
launched
drop,
as,
like, fucking $200 at least.
too much money.
Yeah. On 3 games. It's not like a long series, it's 3 games.
And it's like, for my video game background, like, I play a lot of Dark Souls games, so I'm used to games being extremely punishing and time-consuming. So, when they go to re-release a game that's potentially
Punishing
and
time
time-consuming,
yeah.
and they say, well, we're remastering these games, but we're simplifying them, we're making them easier, it sort of leaves a sour taste in my mouth. And, like, the XP gains I can get because they don't want people to have to sit and grind for 15 hours to get through a level. And, like, that makes sense to me. But increasing, like, attack power just seems weird.
Yeah, I don't like
if you're already leveling up faster, why do you need to do more damage?
Okay, so, like, in the original games, it was almost like sometimes you would be stuck in battles for, like, 30 minutes for one of the little battles that you played through. Just because, like, you're not doing enough damage. So if it's, like, a minor amount, that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Like, if it's not a ton.
Yes, but I also come from, like, an MMO background where I've
sat in battles for, like... Yeah, and I don't
I've
think,
sat
like,
in fights for 12 hours before.
Yeah, I know, but,
and
like, it's...
to most people that sounds disgusting.
No, but, like, the game is supposed to emulate an MMO. Like, it takes place in an MMO, so it would make sense for
nothing needs to emulate Final Fantasy XI's...
No. God, no.
12-hour fight.
No.
Because it's just... It's gross, and nothing
At least
needs
Hack's
to
a one-player game, and you can pause it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, like, if they made fights take that long, sure, they probably should have been a boss fight. It probably shouldn't have been just, like, some random trash.
Yeah.
But if they make a fight take that long...
Maybe that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be experienced. Because you can pause it, and you can do something else.
I don't think it is, though. Like, having played through the games as many times as I have, I think it's totally unintentional. Like, I think sometimes it's just, like... Because the amount of times they stop you, reducing that is fucking amazing. Because, like, it used to be every other hit that they would, like, block your hits.
Right.
Which is fucking annoying. Or they'd, like, push you back and you'd have to re-stand up. It's just super annoying. And I think that's most of it. Like, they're trying to increase the battle balance and tempo, which is what they labeled that as.
I guess if it's something like that and it's just like a quality of life increase, where it just speeds up the fights, but it doesn't make them...
feel easy. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be
like,
more.
Because there's a chance that they just go overboard with it, and every fight just becomes so easy because you level up faster now, and you do more damage, and they didn't account for both of them.
I think it's more of like, okay, so I used to spend literally like 4 days grinding, and this was playing nonstop, like at least 17 hours of the day. I would like grind for 4 days in order to get to the next boss battle, and even have it sort of doable. So, like, I think it's definitely to make it so you can play the game. Like, because of the point that they're including, like, a cheat mode, which allows you to play it, like, full stats.
That upsets me.
That's fucking bullshit, but it's, like, one of those things that you're allowed to do, but you don't have to, right?
I suppose, and, like...
That's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I'm not gonna touch it, but whatever. A lot of people are doing it because, like, they want to experience the story, and they've already played through it a billion times.
Yeah, and, like, I could see, like, you, where you've played through the game...
At the same time, I'm buying a remaster. I might as well play the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm wondering if maybe it doesn't become available until you beat the game once.
I could see that, where it's sort of like a New Game Plus, like
I think that would be acceptable.
Just want to re-experience the story or something, now you can do it without
easily
having to grind. But if it's available on a first playthrough, I think it's going to ruin the story for a lot of people.
But yeah,
I think the leveling up and stuff sets pacing well.
Well, and it does, because, like, you get to know the characters that you work with better.
And if you just skip to max stats and everything, then it's gonna...
You're not attached to anybody.
It's gonna be the same as, like, action replaying your Pokemon game. Like, what becomes the point if you can use a Master Ball on every Pokemon?
Yeah, there's no point. Like, it just ruins the game. So on that note, we're gonna do a segment that I'm going to have to start doing now, because I thought of a joke for it. That isn't really a good joke, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So this is a new segment here that we're gonna do every time. Your waifu is shit! You got a garbage waifu, kiddo! A trash one! And if your waifu is Adelie from fucking .hackgu, I want you dead! You're fucking trash, kid! And I know that's like...
She doesn't actually want you dead. If you wind up dead in 5 years, it wasn't her, she has nothing to do with it.
True! So like... Adelie is garbage. She is probably not well known, so it's not really a great one to start the segment with.
Oh, I mean, I can pitch one too.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We can just both pitch a waifu that's shit. Right. So Adelie is a Shino wannabe, that Haseo for some reason gets, like, interested in, probably because she looks like his dead girlfriend. Like, that's literally her introduction. Like, oh shit, that's Shino. Oh wait, that's not Shino. And then she's super fucking annoying for the next goddamn 3 games. She's fucking whiny, and she doesn't want you to, like, kill things even though it's an MMO. Like, it's not like you're killing a real-life creature, right? You're killing some pixels. And there's a point in the game where, oh my god, I fucking died and went to heaven for, like, a 3-minute cutscene, right? Because, like, Haseo fucking blows up at her. Because she's like, I don't understand why you can't just enjoy things. And he's like, you're the one that doesn't fucking know how to enjoy things. You're playing a video game and you won't kill shit. What's the fucking point of being here? Well, I'm here for my friends. Stop making friends. They're shit friends. You don't believe in friendships online. That's not how that fucking works. Well, I think it does. Doesn't matter. They're not your real friends. Go make some real fucking friends. You're a piss baby. And that's, like, my favorite thing ever. Because it's necessary. It's everything I wanted to fucking say to Adelie forever.
You heard it here first, folks. Internet friends don't count. Get some real friends, you fucking neckbeards.
I totally didn't make one into one of my bridesmaids for our wedding last month. My internet friend. I'm just saying, like, as far as Haseo's concerned, her stupid guild of people she barely knows are not people she should just be defending without, like, thinking about it. So what about you, D? Whose waifu is shit now?
Okay. So.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit, this is
if
gonna
your
be bad.
waifu is Asuna from Sword Art Online, I might have some respect for you.
This is a problem, because Asuna might be my waifu. Like, I love Asuna.
If
I don't like the series. I love Asuna.
it's before she fucking falls asleep in that field. Right? Because before then, she is a player in a top-end guild who can handle her own shit
Super
and
good.
is pretty badass. After that, she becomes a total pussy character who only exists
To be Kirito's wife.
be Kirito's wife.
Yep.
She's got basically no personality after that. She can't really fight on her own. I mean, she can, but she doesn't because she's his wife now.
I want to
and,
fucking die.
like, they literally
Why
become,
does Kirito ruin everyone he touches?
They literally become attached at the hip, and she loses everything that makes her a good character.
Fucking Shinon, too. Let's talk about this shit for 5 minutes. Shinon fucking too. He comes into the game, and she's like, yeah, no, I'm like one of the top players. This is gonna be really fucking cool. I'm gonna go into this fucking tournament. I'm gonna destroy their asses. Like, she's been shown to be able to destroy their asses. The minute she goes into that fantasy game, though, trash. Just literally more waifu jewelry for Kirito's hip. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it. I'm over it. Kirito's a fucking garbage can. Your husbando shit if your husbando is Kirito.
So, Asuna from SAO.
Sorry.
Your waifu shit.
Okay. Well, I hit a husbando. You got a husbando that's shit?
All of them.
I mean...
Except me. I'm the best.
True.
Pre-order now.
Pre-order now. Pre-order this husbando now.
That's how that works, right?
I feel like you should be able to come up with a husbando that's garbage. What's a male character you don't like?
A male character I don't like.
That isn't Kirito, because I just stole that one. Whoops.
Light Yagami from Death Note.
Yeah,
Your
if Light
husbando's
Yagami
shit.
is your husbando, you're trash
Yeah,
as
you're
well.
trash. Your
to be
husbando's
honest.
trash.
Like-
Neck yourself.
Because you're super into this weird psychopath that just wants to fucking kill people.
Yeah,
Like,
you're like a serial killer fan gay.
holy shit, you are! Dude, I didn't
you're the
realize.
person that
you're the
writes
person who wants
letters
You're the
to-
person that wants to fuck Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, that's you.
Oh my
That's
god!
what you sound like.
Oh my god! Quarantine that shit. Keep that shit far away from me. Holy fuck. So, that's a fun sequence that we just did, where I realized that, holy shit, Kira's just Jeffrey Dahmer in another universe.
Except for the part where he eats people.
And fucks
We
little
think.
boys. Yeah.
We think.
We think. You're right, we
He
think.
could do both of those things, and we just don't know about
We
it.
just don't know.
Yeah.
Little boys, they were 16. They were children in comparison to his 40-year-old ass.
Or were they 25? They're in an anime. We'll never know.
Oh, I meant Jeffrey Dahmer's victims.
Damn, me too.
Wait, what anime about Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer is anime 2017.
Holy shit. Yes, the Weebs.
Guess the Weebs 2017.
Oh my god. So this has been whatever the fuck this is. Maybe we'll be drunk next time. I don't know.
The podcasts that we do, episode 1. Sober? Question mark?
We'll come up with something good. We'll see you guys later. I hope you guys have a good night, and you, take your pills and shit. I've already covered this. You heard it before.
Or don't. It's up to you. I mean, it's not. Like, you should probably do what your doctor recommends.
You say.
Also, if you're listening to an anime podcast, pause this right now.
Oh my god.
Take a fucking shower. Please, for the love of God.
Especially if you're at a convention, because, like, you might be like, oh, let's get ready for the convention. Watch a or read a fucking podcast.
Step 1, wash your nasty ass.
Yeah. Like,
Step 2, trim your facial hair, right? If it extends to where it might be a neck beard, shave that shit.
It's a neck beard.
It's a neck beard.
Yeah.
Like, if it gets to the point where you go, I might have a neck beard.
Having a neck beard.
You've had a neck beard for like 2.5 weeks, dude. You need to shave that.
Nobody has the guts to tell you, dude.
No, like...
They're all embarrassed to be around you. Now that we've alienated half of our already here audience...
Some words of wisdom. Just wash your ass, take your pills, try not to kill yourself before next Saturday, because...
Thanks, man.
We're trying.
Yeah, honestly, kind of. I don't know, I feel like I'm pretty good. Now I'm second-guessing myself. Go for a walk! We've been doing that recently, it's been pretty great. Have a good night, guys!
We out this bitch.